Okay, after all of the help you guys have given me, it would be extremely remiss of me not to do the window wipers, for want of a better word, onto the wood. This is my wood, protected of course because I've reveneered it all and polished it. And now what I need to do is put on those lovely pieces of wipers. Now, I've powder coated them, I've rebuilt them, I've made them look as purty as I can. And here I have one piece here and three pieces here, hopefully. And now I need to get my pieces of metal with the wipers on and fix them to these pieces of wood, and then fix the other pieces to the insides of the doors. That I may not do yet, purely because, as you know, I'm having issues with the bodywork, and I don't want to put them in and then they have to take them off and, you know, fuck around. So let's just deal with the wood side, shall we? Stay there, don't go away. I can still hear you, so stop cursing me. Don't curse me enough. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah, where was I going, guys? In my car. I have 4 pieces here. I guess I probably need to get some little nails to attach these to the wood. Because these are attached to these metal pieces, I assume that they should be attached to this wood. So let me get the wood uncovered, get these ready, and then find some nails to do some shit. Well, I feel it's only fair, after all of the responses I got, to actually fit these pieces. As you can see, they're all nicely powder coated, and I've fitted the new stripes on them. So let's unwrap the wood. This one's pretty much unwrapped, and see which one belongs to which one. And here I have another 3, hopefully. If not, then I'm going to be very disappointed. Yeah, why don't I just break the tape instead of unpicking it? Because I'm going to put new tape on anyway. Right. Just a minute, actually, let's do that, shall we, Gary? And half a brain cell. Too much crap on my bench, as usual. And these are some I prepared earlier. All right. Now, these, well, they're all the same length. Okay. So now all I have to do is find out which holes they go in. In fact, let me have a look and see if the holes are always in the same place. And yes, they are. Okay, so the holes are always in the same place. Interestingly, let's just line them all up. Because of the back window being different, and the front window with its quarter light, I'm going to make sure we get these lined up. Okay. There's a small hole there, 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 nothing there. Now this would be the rear door, and this would be the front of the rear door, and this would be the back of the rear door. So at the back there wouldn't be one of these strips, and it would go on here somehow. Now that hole lines up. It's the only one that does. Ha ha ha. Okay, so where's the other holes? There's a hole there. So let me see. Okay, that hole lines up, and they don't. You know, it's always possible I got these on the wrong way up. Anything's possible with me. In which case that hole would line up there, and nothing else would line up. Interesting. Okay, so let's have a look at one of these. And I've also got to allow for the fact that there are pieces of wood that go on the top. You see, none of these fuckers seem to line up. Now we've got the big holes there for attaching the wood to the door, so it definitely wouldn't be on that. So let me just try a different one. So that would be there. Maybe these can't actually be fitted until this wood is in the door. And when you think about it, that's logical. Isn't it? Wouldn't it? Yeah, I have a feeling that that's what it's got to be. Doesn't show any marks there though. That's odd. Now that's for the quarter light at the front. So it wouldn't be there, it would only be back here. I can get one hole to line up, but then not the others. That's very strange. Very strange indeed. If I line up with that, then no. So those three gaps there, and you see that's what confused me. I was thinking there would be some original holes, some original marks. Not one of these has holes in the right place. Which I find rather odd. And that one, okay, so that one would be, that's the front there. That hole lines up, but that's all. That is very, very strange. Wouldn't you all agree? All of these have the holes in the same place. Every one of them is identical. And that's obviously how they were manufactured. And they all have these three large slotted holes, which I would assume would be for these large screws that hold it to the door frame. Let me go and offer this up to the door frame. I'll be back. Okay, after offering the wood up to the door, it became obvious where the nails go through, and I've marked it with black pen, and that's, what's that? Oh, it's a piece of, I thought that was a split for a minute. It's obvious where they go. They are slightly, I want to say misaligned, but it goes past the edge of the wood here, and then that hole is obviously on that, and there, and there, and there, and it does cover up one of the screw holes here. Therefore, that tells me, first of all, I have to put the door panel on. Yes, door panel. Then I have to put this wood on. Then I can put this window wiper on, and then I can put the piece of wood on the top. So I can't actually put these together, which is a little disappointing, but never mind. I will just put everything together, wrap them up, ready for when I want to do the install. Oh, and by the way, these longer ones are for the front doors, not the back doors. Duh. So now all I can do is wrap these up and protect them so that they don't get scratched. And then, well, when I get around to doing the interior, gosh, that's a long way off. Okay. That's it for this particular part of this video. I will find something else to record and add it in a minute. Yeah, doesn't that look beautiful? However, I have to replace the water pump. Yeah, down there. Disappointed, it's a water pump I made. Well, rebuilt. But it seems to be leaking. Either way, I'm going to take it off. Which means I've got to take the belt off. Which means I've got to take the fan off. Which means I've got to do the idler pulley now. I'm going to replace the idler pulley. I bought a new one. The old one seems okay as it happens. I thought it was making a noise, but it's not. So I might be selling that. Yeah, and it means I've got to loosen the alternator, which is over there. And once I've loosened the alternator, then the belt should come off. So a lot of work to do. Let me get on with it. Okay, I know you can't see this. Hopefully you can hear this if I shut the fuck up. Listen to that. Water draining from the block. That has been going on for approximately 10 to 15 minutes. I drained the radiator in probably 1 minute. And boy, was that fun. I pulled out the plug and it came gushing out and completely drenched me in the fluid that was in there, which is my Evans cleanup fluid, for want of a better word. And I had to go and quickly get a shower. I'm sure you would have all liked that. And I don't mean watching me in a shower, because that would be pretty gross. But you'd have liked the amusement factor of me getting doused in this shit. However, this now has been continually draining. And you may say, well, what are you going to do, Gary? Well, what I'm going to do is let this drain overnight, and then I'm going to replace the water pump, replace the idler pulley, and then fill it full of Evans coolant, which does not build up pressure, I am told, and I believe it. And if you don't believe it, contact Dave at Classic Car Cave, because he's used it for years and he says it's good, And not only do I believe him, but I believe all the reviews I've read. So won't that be fun? Yeah. Gosh. Can I ever get this baby on the road? I guess I had to figure out the brakes first. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do here to get the fan off is take the coil off, because it's in the way, and it'll just give me more room to mess around. It's a shame, but I have no choices. That's what I gotta do. So I have to disconnect the wires. This is from the distributor, and this is the main feed for the coil. So well, I've marked these plus and minus. In fact, they don't feel very tight, so I'm going to pinch those up before I put them back on. Obviously this one has to come out, and again, I'm not happy with that. It just comes out way too fucking easy in my book. And I think one of the biggest problems is this rubber cap. It's it doesn't fit on here nicely. It kind of pushes itself back off. So I'm going to have to deal with that. Let's get this other one off. That's also a plus, so that's another one to mark. See, I just mark them plus and minus on the coil, you know. Less mistakes to make when I'm absolutely smashed out of my brain doing shit that I shouldn't. So, let's mark that one up as well. Then I won't forget, will I? Will I? Oh, no, it's always possible. Okay. So now let's get those up here and out of the way. What's the odds I forget that little white one there? Okay, what happened to the main coil wire, dum-dum? Yeah, there it is. Sheesh. Let's get them out of the way. There we are. Yeah, just the coil. I was thinking maybe I should take this off as well, but then that's a whole shitload of crap, and I really don't need to, because once this is out of the way, then I can slice myself up going down here to undo the pulley. Really, I should take the tension off the belt first, which means I should loosen the alternator. No. Ha ha, he says, no. I won't take the tension off the belt first, because otherwise when I try and undo the bolts on the water pump, the fan will spin. This at least helps me prevent the fan from spinning. So I've just noticed my belt is made in India. What good bloody blimey, man. Dear. Yes, it's called humour. Now, oh dear, I keep having thoughts. I've drained the cooling system. Why don't I take the radiator out? I've got to disconnect the... no, I haven't. Well, the only one that I don't have to disconnect would be this one. Sorry guys, I got a frog in my throat. But I do have to take the two hoses off of the water pump. What else? You know what, it's only a couple of bolts, isn't it? And that would make life a lot easier dealing with this water pump. I'm going to do it, aren't I? You know I am. You know I'm going to take the radiator out. Shit. Excuse me a second, let me get my head in the way. Yeah, a couple of bolts at the bottom, 2 bolts at the top, top hose, bottom hose, radiator's out of the way. Life's simpler. Yep, let me get on and do that. Right. Down the bottom. Okay, got the radiator out. Now it's a matter of removing the fan. That shouldn't be too difficult. I've got to disconnect the hoses from the water pump and take the belt tension off by loosening the alternator. I may just loosen the belt tension by when I take the fan off. We'll have to see. It's a pain in the ass because it means I've got to raise the car up again. And okay, yeah, I know I've got a lift and it's easy for me, but it's still a pain in the ass. And I've discovered one problem I've seen already, and that is that the compressor bracket has a bolt on it. And it's on the front of the water pump, my design. Need to change that somehow. Might make it a little difficult to get the pump out. Okay, fan is off, belt is off. I just let it come off with the pulley. Still disappointed that this pump seems to be leaking. Obviously I want to find out where, because I'll have to rebuild it again, and then I can sell it. I hope it's nothing stupid like I got a hose loose or something, but I don't think so. Well, only one way to find out, and that's to get the motherfucker off of there, which means taking off the rest of the hoses and pulling the pump off. Now, what's the time? That's 2:30. I guess I could continue videoing this for you guys and still have enough time to push this one out today. All right, let's continue doing this, and I'll do it with the fast forward motion so that you don't have to watch me. Yeah. Okay, let's get on with it. Oh, Murphy's Law struck me. There's all my sockets. I put it on the trash can here and I didn't put it on properly. And it fell and it's thrown all the sockets underneath the car. So fuck it, it can wait. Let's get back to the important thing. This is the water pump. As you can see, I did, as I do with all of my pumps, did it all inside. Okay, the gasket tore when I took it off. So I'm looking around it to see if I can see. And what do I see? This line here. That tells me that the seal inside on this is leaking. Which is very fucking annoying. I gotta see if I did something wrong. Pretty sure I didn't, but obviously it's leaking and it was me that did it. So, I've got to get this apart now, take this off, take this nut off, put those onto the new pump, get the, get the flange off, get the grub screw out. As you saw, I did manage to get it away from the compressor bracket. I did have to do a little bit of leverage in here, which I tell you, I was thinking, fuck it, if I break the pump, I break the pump, I don't care. I'm not a happy bunny at the moment having to do this. All right, and maybe with this one, I'm going to take some measurements, and that way maybe I won't have to use this spacer that I had made specially, because, as I mentioned in the pump video, this shaft is approximately that much shorter, 10 millimeters I think they call it. You know, that's funny things. To me it looks like 3/16, maybe a quarter of an inch. Tell you what, why don't we measure it? There's a novel thought. Get a stick of inches. Let me bring you over here. Oops, hang on a second. Let me put you down. Damn, I'm good. 3/16. Yep, that is 3/16 thick, and in foreign measurements, I don't know, 5 millimeters? I don't know, half of a 1 millimeter, 5 millimeters, I guess, or is that 10 millimeters? So really it's 5 millimeter. I don't fucking know, bloody foreign shit. Let's stick with real measurements. Yeah, 3/16 of an inch. So the shaft is 3/16 of an inch shorter than it should be. So I've got to remember when I'm pushing it all together to make sure I don't push it all the way on. All right, this video is coming out now. You know, you've just been sitting and watching it. Let me take you over here for one more moment. There you go. As you can see, I did manage to tuck it out behind this bracket. I must admit that bracket looks a little bent now, and I'm not sure if the compressor moved. Yeah, it might have moved a little bit. So I might bend that back a little bit more before I put the pump back on. Obviously I have to take all of this crap off now and clean it all up, get my new gasket, new sealant, new swearing. Oh, and I've got to change this pulley, haven't I? I remembered that. Yes, I've got to change that pulley. I have a nice new one, as you saw in a previous video. All right, let's get on with it.